I do want to start out by saying how much Title IX means to me. When I get the catalog in the mail, honestly, every time the memories come flooding back to me of my dad. I wanted to be Bud Harrelson, who played for the shortstop for the New York Mets, and we would pitch in the backyard, and I would do, you know, grounders and pop-ups and everything. And he said, "All right, when I was 6 years old, we're going to go sign you up for Little League." So I went, and they denied me. And he said, "Well, just put your hair up and a hat." And they denied me because I was a girl. And I think I'm the oldest person in the room, or at least top two.
No way.
I'm close. And then maybe second. But he said, you know, let's go to court. And I'm, you know, 6-year-old, I'm not going to go to court. So I started running, and I ran. And then when I got to 6th grade, I ran in the 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th grade boys track team. And I competed, and it was a ton of fun. But I feel like I lost a lot growing up. I mean, eventually women did benefit, and my friends and I did benefit, but I didn't get that early start. There was no softball. I would have loved soccer or lacrosse, so I played field hockey, which I hated because bending over wasn't my favorite thing. But when your catalog arrives, I think of all the women who are out there and not the women who are on the sidelines, like I was. And speaking of the sidelines, so many of my friends at this point in life are on the sidelines with water sports and just going to the beach. They don't want to go to the ocean, or what am I going to wear, or I have my cover up, I'm not going to go in. And my favorite thing to do is water sports. I love paddleboarding, swimming, sailing, boating. I'm learning how to kiteboard, sort of. It's really hard, but it's so much fun. And it's the only thing. What other sports are you basically in your underwear and your bra when you're outside? I mean, I'm walking on the dock or pulling up an anchor, and I'm in my underwear, you know? And so it's like, how do I dress for these activities? I hate the way I feel in a bathing suit. It's not so much how I look, but you're spilling out of your top or you're pulling up your bottom. And I just thought there's got to be a better way to do this. I should also add that about 10 years ago, I was diagnosed with leukemia. And about 5 years ago, I had chemo. I never achieved remission. My health took a turn again last year, and now I'm on an oral chemo, which is a really great drug, and I think I'm doing pretty well. But the biggest blow I got from, biggest blow I got from my doctor was he said, you know, you really can't be in the sun because you're more susceptible to melanoma. And I'm like, well, damn, I am not doing that. I'm not going to be sidelined again. So I'm going to find the right clothing. I'm going to be in the sun and enjoy the time I have left on this earth, right? And I'm going to do it right. And I'm going to get my friends in the water too. And basically I decided too, I'm going to give 100% of my profits back to ocean and cancer organizations. And I thought, this is my line in the sand. With my son at one of his senior trips in high school, and all the moms were there. We were at the beach, and everybody's covering up in their towels and their cover-ups, and oh, I'm not going in, and I don't like the way I look in a bathing suit. And this one woman whose luggage never arrived was in there with her leggings and her tank top, and we're riding the waves, and her breasts weren't falling out. You know, everything was, she was having the best time. And I said, you know, when I get home from this trip, I'm going to find clothes like this that I can wear. So I scoured literally the earth, every catalog in Australia that I could think of, looking for things, and either everything was really tiny, or it had a very shiny, garish print that I didn't like, or it didn't have an outfit. They would show it with a teeny bikini top. I thought, well, if I could wear that, I wouldn't need swim leggings. So I wanted to find an outfit, and I just couldn't find one. And I have no experience in this. My career is, I was a lawyer in healthcare. My last job was I worked for Biden and the cancer moonshot when he was vice president. And when that all ended abruptly, I thought, I'm going to do this. I'm going to make my own clothes, and I'm going to find the right people to do it. So one of the people I consulted with is Kay Unger, who some of you women might know, who makes dresses, and she really knows women's bodies. And she helped me out. And I said, I'm going to do this right. I'm going to have products these are all protect you from the sun, UPF 50. They're recycled from ocean plastics. Even the zippers are recycled. Our swim liners are compostable. We have recycled minimal packaging. I want it to fit for everyone. And I want it to be made in the United States. We're made in the heart of the garment district in New York, and we actually helped keep a factory open this winter making PPE equipment because they had the revenues from us. And I wanted to market to water women, but I wanted it for women everywhere to be able to hike in this or garden or bike or whatever it is. And I wanted it sustainable. We actually found a company that will produce on demand. Some of these stripes, the colors I have, they did just very quickly. They can do on demand very quickly and without waste. And I'm on several cancer boards, and I decided rather than asking my friends for money all the time, I'm going to have this great product they can buy, and the money will go back to these organizations. So right now we started in April, actually online with the waterwear. Last year, to get through the year, we had accessories like hats and t-shirts and so forth. But we have leggings in 3 lengths, rash guards with built-in bras, swim dresses in various colors. We have a lot of new products coming. And actually, interestingly, I developed a skin cancer on the top of my head during all this, so I have a nice little bald spot there. And I thought, I never wore hats either, so we have a lot of different hats. We have a straw hat, we have some hats for winter, and just anything to protect you from the sun and get you outside. So our story has resonated with so many women. I can't tell you, when I have a bad day, and we've had everything stand in our way, from shipping to supply chain. Anyway, our story's resonated for women of all ages. People say it's their second skin. It's given them the chance to feel free for the first time. A 76-year-old woman kayaked, she said, all summer because she felt great. And I think our product is elegant and sophisticated, but you'll be the judge of that. And winning would be everything for us, to get the word out, to get our story out, to get the stamp of approval. And more sales is more donations. And I just want to end with, what is your line in the sand for how you want to live your life, for what you want to do every day, and how you want to leave the earth? And that's what motivates me every day. And also to look at me and say, you can reinvent yourself. You're never too old, even when you're almost 60, to reinvent yourself and start a whole new business. That went faster than I thought. So now you have questions. I didn't even mention all the charities we've given to already, but we can get to that.
That was awesome, and your story is super inspiring. What a way to start off Pitchfest. I just have a question on who your target customer is, how you define her, and then also maybe who she isn't.
Okay. You know, I originally thought it was women sort of a certain age was my thing. Women who don't maybe feel comfortable anymore, having their thighs or their arms out. But now it's resonated with everyone, because even women, like my daughter lives in Hawaii, she's a teacher there, and she wants to cover up her skin. So it's really anybody who's active and wants to be outside and protect their skin. So we sort of broadened it. I didn't expect that, to be honest.
I really love your product. I just want to say, like, as someone who's never really comfortable in my underwear in the beach, like, I really appreciate it.
Thank you. And I tried not to make it a body positivity. It's not that I'm down on my body, but actually, the first time I walked in this, my first sample down the beach, I was like, I am badass. That's why somebody sent me this form. But I wasn't worried. My thighs weren't rubbing together. You get a little crinkly when you get older. And it just feels great. Thank you.
As an owner of a small business, I know that there are a lot of challenges. What have been some of your biggest challenges, like top 2 challenges?
Top 2. Number 1, I would say fulfillment. I was getting some help on that, and it's been really a challenge with shipping, getting things there on time. And that even extends to our supply chain. I mean, just everything that could have gone wrong during COVID. This fabric is from Italy. They were closed down for 4 months. One week I said to the group, we got through the week without the Suez Canal impacting us. And it turns out we had a thread that was supposed to go by airmail from Japan, and it was on not that boat, but one of the boats. So I would just say the shipping and supply chain, just getting, and even right before I left, we sort of had a restocking at our factory, and half the things that went from New York to Boston were out of the box by the time I got there the next morning. And we can't recover them, and it was a lot of money. So I would just really say anything having to do with shipping or fulfillment. What's that?
Join the club.
I have 2 quick questions. Well, one's quick. Product cost.
So
What's your price range?
to make it or to sell it?
To sell it, and then margins. Just a couple of the nuts and bolts of.
Okay, so the margins are not as big as we would like, but our leggings sell. I mean, everything is like the leggings are in $110 range. Our swim dress, our swim dress is the most expensive at $155, and the margins are anywhere from 30 to 40%.
Cool.
But then we have T-shirts and things, hats that are $30.
Yeah. Cool. So this leaves me kind of to my other question. If 100% of profits go back to nonprofits, which is super admirable, how do you grow and how would you pay for a purchase order for the deposit on product for a purchase order for someone like Title IX or a bigger retailer?
How would I pay for it? I mean, I'm just paying for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Totally fair, but
I know. I paid for it. And we've been making donations all along based on our revenues, on our profit from the product, but that hasn't taken into account my sunken costs, which I think at a certain point we'll just write off. And just is the profits from each product.
Yeah.
But I could tell you, I wrote down more of the things, but our rash guards, some of them are, let's say $75, the swim dress, $155, leggings about $110. So.
Was my question too. So how is that sustainable if you are doing it all, paying for all of it right now? Is it sustainable for you to just...
I think it is sustainable because I think if we get the volume, I mean, we've run the numbers, if we get the volume and make a profit, we keep giving the profits away. You know, we're keeping our costs, obviously. We're not giving the revenues away, we're giving the profits away.
Right.
So if we're covering our costs, I mean, I'm not paying myself. It is sustainable. We just need volume. We need to get the word out.
And how
because
are
we've
you...
made, I mean, for July, I can say we had 25,000 in sales, which was our biggest month. And I thought, that's I don't know if it can keep up, but we're hoping that it will keep momentum. And that was a big number for us.
How are you reaching your customer now?
So right now, mainly through Instagram, word of mouth. We are doing some Google ads and ads on Facebook, but really that's it. Emailing through and through organizations. Some of the organizations that we give to have been promoting us as well. So, and even for Christmas, we're going to have certain bundling, like a T-shirt, a hat, and a rash guard, and the profits will go, to Leukemia Lymphoma Society or Ocean Conservancy or Oceana. We're going to have different gift packs that way. So, anything else?
I just had one last question. How big is your company now? Like how many people and in what roles?
So it's just me really doing it, but then I rely on other people. I have someone that helps me with the website. I have the guys who did our T-shirts and hats. They have helped me with fulfillment. They've quit because they said it's not really their business, so that's my next goal is to figure that out. And then actually I have 2 volunteers from Hawaii who just loved our mission, and they're helping me. They do all the Instagram. And then just one person who helped me with the brand and will help with the photographs and just sort of helping me with things like MailChimp, all these things I didn't know about, how to email. Oh, and I will say the big break too was Katie Couric sponsored us or focused on and started wearing our clothing, and she's going to feature our clothing. And so she featured us on a giveaway, and we got 75,000 names just from her giveaway. And so we're emailing people constantly. Not constantly, I don't want to do that, but we're emailing them at a drip. I hate it. Go ahead, do it. I hate those emails, but we're trying to do like one every other week just to our new people that don't know about us to let them know. So that 75,000 names helped us a lot. So
You had said that you have on demand. So if what exactly does that mean? If I said I needed 100 pieces of the rashi and the legging by next month, what would that do, especially in the current climate of supply chain issues?
Depending on which fabric we wanted, but this Gerber Technologies, I don't know if you know about them, but they do it on site, they cut it, they minimize the waste, and like they did these leggings just to show, I wanted to show all of our colors on one legging, just so you would see that, and they were able to do it that day because we had the white fabric, and they actually printed onto the white fabric and cut exactly what we needed. If we actually use the Carvico fabric that we use from Italy, that would take longer. But we do have supply of that, and we have a converter that we use to get that if we need it right away. But I could certainly do it by spring of 22.
Good answer.
Yeah.